Hey guys, welcome to another stream on my channel, Buckman's Model Mania. Decided tonight to do the Iron Man because, well, funny story actually. I was probably not going to do the Iron Man or the Enterprise anyway tonight because I didn't have the Solar Res on hand yet, and the Solar Res is actually working. Solar Res is working a whole lot better than the other resin that I had. So first off, let me say hi to everybody in the chat. Hey Eric, welcome. Welcome Dan. Welcome Todd. I see Boo Enterprise. Well, the problem is, Todd, I ordered the Solar Res and it was supposed to come today. Matter of fact, this is the package for it. Here's the problem. When it got here, there's a small hole here, and the package was empty. So I've already talked to Amazon. They're going to send me another bottle of it, but obviously I don't have it right now. So, and I've got to do some cleanup on the parts I already have. So I decided to go back and work on the Iron Man, which I've had trouble getting parts for it as well. Hole in the bag, and the bag was empty. Yeah, I mean it's funny when that happens. You're kind of disappointed, but at the same time you sit there and laugh. I kind of checked around the yard too because, like I said, it's sealed most of the way. I mean, could have fallen out in the yard, but it didn't. It is flat out gone. And it was just a matter of somebody was in a hurry and they sealed the bag. But I should have it by tomorrow. So, going back to the Iron Man, haven't worked on it literally since December. And I've got 4 months worth of parts, I think it is. And actually the Iron Man, because the parts, there's very few parts with each issue or each, what do they call them? They don't even say. It just says a number on there. But with each magazine, there's not very many parts, so I actually go through them pretty quick. Right now, I'm waiting for shipment number 10, and I'm going to call and discuss it with them tomorrow because it's been 3 weeks since they shipped it, and right after they charged me was when they said, yeah, shipments are going to be delayed. And I'm going to say, okay, so what's the deal? How long am I waiting? And like Donnie was saying earlier in the chat, I do have more Enterprise parts. I got more Enterprise parts today. Matter of fact, 2 days ago when I called them, or no, it was yesterday. I called them and I was supposed to get these parts were shipped out on this the 6th. Was supposed to get more parts or get charged for more parts today. That didn't happen. Big shocker with Eagle Moss. So I have 2 sets of parts for the Enterprise plus the redoing the windows. I'm going to be caught up really quick on the Enterprise. I'm going to run out of Iron Man parts pretty quick here. Okay. Thought I saw a scratch on him. And my guess is by mid-June I'm going to start on the Route Master, even though my plan was to get all the parts in for it first. It's delayed as well, but even with the delay, it's a total 56 to 62 or 59 to 62. Let me take a look. I'm not sure which issue that is. And you're talking on the Enterprise, I take it? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, if you're talking Enterprise, I am nowhere near 59. I am on issue 13, if I ever get it. That was the one that was supposed to charge today. I'm well behind on it. Yeah, the surprise is that they stay on schedule these days. But, no, I will say, Agora has said that there's going to be a delay on the Route Master parts. But here's the thing. They sent me an email very specific saying, we're going to we're going to charge you a week late for the for issue 7, and you know on the what is it? The 14th they're going to charge me for issue 7. The 28th of next month they're going to charge me for issue 8, and from issue 9 on everything will be back on track. What's this part where you speak up? It's this stuff, Eric. You know that. But no, Agora still, even when they're late, they, in my opinion at least, are the best in the business. So let me flip over to the top-down camera. And so here's the Iron Man as we left him in December, and the cat is still waving. He always does. But there is no Goofy. That's okay, we'll be fine. So when I checked before, as I set all the parts out, batteries are still good. Iron Man's head still lights up. I am still waiting. I want to say Iron Man, within the next 3 or 4 issues, I should be getting the actually, Eric, I probably will do a, sorry guys, Eric is like, I'm squirrel. I probably will do a final review on the Terminator, but I decided that I'm going to get the mod from Chloe to actually plug him into the wall. So I went to Model Mods today. She is out right now. When she gets more in, I'll get that ordered. Be about a week after that, and I will plug it in, and then do a little bit of painting I needed to do on the Terminator. That's okay. I'm good with squirrel moments, but I'll do a little bit of painting that I need to do on the base, finish him up, and I can do a final review. It's going to be a final review, though. It's not going to be a live stream because it's hard to kill even an hour reviewing the final on a model. Matter of fact, I need to do a final review on the space shuttle and on the X-Wing as well. So you saw that the head still works, and I'm waiting for the speaker, the Bluetooth speaker that looks like this. The arc reactor works, still works. I'm hitting the right button, yeah. This boot is, let's see, there. Boot is still working. Well, Spence, according to what he's showing on Discord, doesn't want us to stream from him or from his house this weekend. No power mods yet that I've seen for the Iron Man. But I didn't check Chloe's site. I need to check her site and see, because if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Chloe at Model Mods. And then the hand still works. I have noticed, and you're not going to be able to see it, but it looks like the LED may have slipped. Hate to say it, I might have to take the hand apart. Help if I put that on right. So that's where he's at this point. Shoulder mods, or the shoulder is still together and everything. So let me set him aside. I actually have, and here's the other arm still being worked on. I do have, hey Spence, I was just talking about you, and you're concerned that I said we're going to come over to your house for ice cream and cake this weekend. I mean, you kind of invited us all. But, no, I haven't seen any power mods for the Iron Man. If I don't, I'll come up with something, because these little batteries are going to wear out really, really fast. So, and I have, well, I think I was saying, I have 8 stages or issues out on the bench. Must have been your evil twin. Could be. But I have 8 issues ready to go for tonight. Not, I don't know if I'm going to get that far. Nothing left in there. And in here, it's actually just, like I said, it's not very many parts in each issue, which kind of is disheartening because they are just as expensive as all the rest of them. Okay, left forearm from issue 18. His evil twin is a resistor. I'm shifting things around so that I can have the magazine closer to where I am so I can see it. So fit the forearm cover in place. Channel pressure will only fit in one position. Okay, so the forearm cover, this part here, has 3 pins on the back, lines up with 3 holes on the inside. No glue, just press fit, which is nice if I need to take it apart. Only problem is when you try and figure out how to take something apart on him, you got to figure out where the openings are. Then the elbow cover, and on the elbow cover, there's 2 holes on either side. The holes are different sizes. There's a smaller hole. Let me see if I can get that to focus. Almost focus on it. There, you can see the smaller hole and the larger hole towards the elbow itself. Pins are the same way, so they go in just one way. Come on. He uses twice as many resistors. Oh no! That's not going in. Hang on. Fortunately, the tile monster doesn't eat Iron Man parts. We just make sure these should be identical. Oh no, they're L1 and L2. So L2, L1, dopey me. Okay, so that. Nice. I don't know if you can see that. It says L1 on there. And L1 on there. Very nice to tell you, or it tells you exactly which side it goes on, which I wasn't looking at before. Luckily, I didn't get that part all the way on. Come on. It appears the small pin is going to be the problem child. Interesting. Got L1. By the way, guys, it is hot in this room tonight. It is 78 degrees in here. It was 90 degrees outside today. Okay, so you can see inside there, those pins have gone through and that part's attached. L2 should fit on there the same way, and it should line up the detail on the part correctly so that they are facing the same direction. 81 in your bedroom. Hey Jalen, welcome. Where the heck are you at, Todd, that it's 81 in the house? Why don't you turn on the air conditioning? Okay, and that one is on there, and like I said, if you look, if you can see, the grooves are lined up the same. For right now, I believe, hang on. Oh, no, it does go on there at this point. Place the elbow in position. Just looking to see which way these grooves are supposed to face. They're supposed to face towards here. got it on the wrong way. I was going to put it on. There's a little square button here. Fits into this square hole here. It goes on just like that. If you bend the elbow, it moves away. Obviously, because of your PHX in your name. I miss Phoenix. I loved Phoenix when we were there. RAC is set on 76 here. Phoenix was great. It's a dry heat, and the funniest thing that my wife and I have ever done, we did in Phoenix without realizing we were going to do it. By the way, that is the end of stage 19. Yep, I know how that goes. But when we lived in Phoenix and we were on the base, we were in the commissary, which those of you who have not been in the military, the commissary is the grocery store. And as we were coming out, you could see it. It was just scorching hot. Oh, southern exposure, that sucks. But you could see it. One of those days when you look outside and you can just tell how hot the sun was. And so as we were walking out of the commissary with our groceries, we go through the sliding glass door. The electric eye hits us and opens. We're braced for it, and both of us kind of looked at each other and laughed because both of us were braced for this blast of heat. It was January. It was the really hot day was 70. Both of us we were just. It was funny because, hey Donnie. It was funny because we were set ready for this blast of hot air from anybody who's ever been in Phoenix in the summer will understand what I'm saying, but it wasn't there. So, by the way, Todd, Donnie was going to buy that same resin that I have that I'm going to use in something, but not sure what. Not on the Enterprise anymore. And so I've convinced him not to. Didn't mean to, just happened. So FM nut and screw. Hey, let's say we get some instructions out here. I'm sitting here going through messing with parts. Okay, so these washers are exactly the same. You got the shoulder joint here and the two joint covers. Got these screws, and these are friction pads so the shoulder will stay in place. It is. Yeah, Donnie, this is a new refit of the Enterprise. Didn't you know? They refitted out in red and gold. So these little tape things, I guess you'd call them tape washers, go on here and create a friction area. Gold in the captain's cabin, of course. One goes on either side here, and they give you plenty of these things. Pretty well centered, but it's off a little bit. As long as it's got the opening, it doesn't matter, really. And then one will go on each of the ready room. Yes, one will go on each of the joint washers as well. But not red and gold. Why not? What's wrong with red and gold? Matter of fact, now I'm not sure, but I think the junior high I went to, the colors were red and gold. So, same thing on each of the washers. And then on each of the shoulder covers, it shows that these lines on the washers, there's a couple of tabs on the back here. The lower half of those is going to line up with these grooves here. See how they're on the lower half of the disc? So they'll line up here like that. And what that does is it keeps these parts from moving. Colors were blue and gold, but always shown as blue and yellow. Was the dress blue or was it gold? Okay. This one has a pin. The other side does not, but they both hit the same way. So then this will go on here. On the side that has the pin on it. We'll go on here. Here's the picture. I'm looking at the pictures while I'm doing this. This part is sticking out over here. The part that's going to attach to the arm is sticking out here. And then this is just going to go right over top. And actually the easiest way is going to be to have it roll around everywhere. Easiest way is going to be to line this back up here. Again, figure out exactly which way. So put it on the pin on here and then put this over top. To where now I'm holding it together and there is friction. It will hold itself in place pretty well. So on the back side here, on this side here, there's the hole for the washer, or for the nut. And over here is where the screw goes in. So let me drop the nut in there, cover it with my finger so it doesn't fall out. And I'll put the screw through and get my Iron Man colored screwdriver and tighten that down. And there we go. And I just realized I keep coming out of camera. That's better. So that's all that is in stage 20. And by the way, each of them, once you go through the instructions, it shows an exploded view and a breakdown of the parts. I think it's just to add to the magazine. It's not bad, but as I think about it and how much I actually put into these things, the Iron Man is about the most expensive one based on the number of parts. But it's okay. I like it. When I saw it, I was like, I've got to have that. Just like when I saw the Route Master London bus. While I'm thinking about it, let me put this. Hey GB, how's it going? Let me put this screw in, Nut. Welcome to the stream, GB. Well, I'm thinking about the screws. Let me get the HP screws here. Put them away. So along with the screws, hang on, better. So the only problem with these little containers is they're cheap enough that you have to work with them a little bit sometimes to get them to stay shut. Let's see, tweezers. So I've got a couple of springs here. It's called the securing plate. That's a frame and then 2 shoulder covers. And again, the shoulder covers are L1 and L2. See if I can get it to focus. You can see there, it's L1 right there in the center. So I'll put L1 on the right, L2 on the left. Place the frame in the joint. Place the frame in the joint assembled in the previous. This piece will hold the shoulder cover and allow it to move. I'm just looking to see how this goes on here. Okay. Those were HP. The red cloth is actually there to, well, they shouldn't scratch on the paper, on the wax paper, so I have a purple mat. The purple mat is just as bad as the red cloth. I know, I've seen it. Better? I hope. Just because it's red parts on a red background. Okay, so the first thing it says to do is put these springs, attach these springs to these lugs. There's one on each side. So there's one of those on each side, and what I'm going to do, set a screw on here. You can see, maybe, how the spring comes off on the same side on both sides. So I'm going to lay it down to where that loop is towards what I would consider the top of the spring. See, put the screw through there first. It is. This very nice red. So, tightening this down. You can see there, maybe. The spring is caught in there by the screw. I need to learn to do what Spencer does, because Spencer, when he's going to hold something up, he takes his autofocus off. Oh, come on now. Come on, focus. There we go. he takes the autofocus off, and then when he's going to hold something close up, he then refocuses the camera. So this one goes on here the exact same way.
Damn it.
Didn't lose anything, at least. By the way, there went my PG rating. And originally, it was caught on the arm of my Iron Man chair. So just had a thought. Let me see something. Yeah, it would be nice if the controls weren't so buried. I'm going to see something here. Hope I don't make anybody seasick. No, that's not focusing any better. Actually, it is. So, those are both on there. So now this is going to slide on here, and this is where the spring, and that autofocus is even worse. Come on, there we go. So this is where the spring is going to attach, with this part, the smallest part of the H, sticking away from the part. So it just slides down on here. If I can get it to go. Oh, I'm sitting here going, what is blocking it? What's blocking it is the springs. And getting them both out of the way at the same time is a little bit tricky. If I'd looked ahead, I'd have realized it doesn't say to do this in the instructions. It just is a little bit better if I turn these over the other direction to where the spring is actually sticking away from the shoulder joint. Figured you probably did, Todd. Which one aren't you building? I know, I realize it does. Okay, this time it's hiding from me. And of course I have a cabinet there. It's in the way. Give me just a second to recover the shoulder. Okay. I'm too old to be doing that. No, they don't. This shoulder really does not like this table. Okay, let's try this again. Stop it. Bus, kit. I haven't seen kit available in the States yet. Spitfire, Bismarck. Still contemplating whether I'm going to do the Bismarck eventually. Okay, that's better. We have a dog that leaks hair incessantly. That's why there's hair on the floor. That, and it's behind a cabinet. You keep looking at that Army Jeep, and every time you do, Eric, I have to remind you that there's shipping involved too. What you ought to do, Eric, is find a Willys Jeep that is not a part work. You know, like a 1/25th scale. Okay, back to where we were, except for these are now fitting on there. I'm going to just push it down over top. Maybe I'm going to push it down with my thumbnail. Man, I wish they'd ask me. That's kind of why I plugged the Titanic on my review. I plugged it a little bit, saying that I would do it if they offered it to me for free. Ah. Too green. Of course the Jeep is green, unless it's like mine. Mine's orange. Okay, so that's got those on there. You can see there down over the top of the post, which now keeps this in place. And so these are going to push. So if there are pins on there, and they're different size, this one is L1 again. Let me make sure I've got it the right way. So L1 goes over on this side here. There's holes in the sides there. Status update on the Ecto? Nothing. No parts, nothing. It is as far as it can go. It is not, as a matter of fact, it is back in the other room, in the display room, just sitting there, waiting for parts. So, shoulder joint is now built. And now this has a little bit of flex. And this will be used in the next stage. Sorry guys, thirsty. It's thirsty work doing this stuff. Wow, I just looked up. I have 11 people watching. That doesn't happen very often. Welcome to all you folks who have popped in recently and have not said anything in the chat. Hope you're enjoying the Iron Man. In part 22, got outer and inner arm covers. Get used to it. I'm a popular kind of guy. Yeah, well, you know, it happens. me see. The golden piece here, so it makes this the outer arm cover. This is the inner arm cover. We've got, like I said, these things tend to pop open a little bit. Takes a little bit of finagling with them. And the one next to it is doing the same thing. What I'm doing is I'm bending them to where they'll catch a little bit better. So the EM screws, let me put them in here. See. Brett is saying they have communication issues between their new shipping partners' computers and the EM computer systems. I think they have shipping problems just overall. Don't mean to be mean about it, but they just never can get things to go right. So then these protective adhesive stickers. What they do, these go looking where they go. Okay, that's why. I'm looking at the one side and it looked halfway painted. Like this one. So they go inside there, and what the, opposite of what the previous stickers did. Here, let me show you. You can see these are shiny. So what the previous stickers were doing was adding friction. These are subtracting friction, making it easier for it to rotate. And it's making it easier to rotate, and it also keeps the parts from wearing out from the movement. That's not on there very well. I just read that in the instructions. If it's not one thing, it's another. Yep. And I don't mean to, like I said, I don't mean to be mean. But how do you continue to have shipping issues for literally years on end? It's kind of funny the way these stickers look. Oh, okay, never mind. One side is like that. The other side, it should line right up with the hole. Yeah, that's a lot better. All right, so those two half moons make a full moon. (22A), which is the outer arm cover. This one here. And this piece right here slides onto the outer arm cover. I'm looking at it right now. Making sure that I have it the right direction. What am I missing? No, it goes the other way. Yeah, maybe if I turned it around. Some 80-year-old woman must run the IT. So what I was doing, guys, was I was sitting here trying to put it on here, but that's the wrong end. It goes on here. This square goes in here, lining up, should line up that screw hole. Or no, okay. All right. So this square has peg has a screw hole in it. This peg here goes into this hole here. The square peg goes in there, and then there's a screw hole all the way around. Square peg, round hole. No, square peg, square hole. So that goes on there like that, and then an EM screw goes in there to hold it together. Tighten the screw until it snaps. So now that's on there, and the elbow moves like an elbow. Now we take the shoulder joint along with this retainer from the last stage, and this retainer fits on oh, they've got it bent. That's why. Retainer fits on this pin right here. That pin goes on there like so, with this curved opening here towards me. See? Square peg, round hole does work. And I like Bandai kits. I just don't buy them very often. And so that actually is what goes down on this side. And this groove here, right here, where my thumbnail is going to go down on this part here. And the three holes, or the two holes there, are going to on this part here. Those two holes are going to go on like so, leaving that pin going up to the, I believe that actually is part of what holds the whole thing together, along with this on here, so it'll go on here like that. And two more EM screws are going to hold it down. Even though it's a mini plow, I'm liking the Voltron. Cool. Would help if I'm hitting, if the pins are actually on there. So let me try this again. That's better. Do the same thing here, get it started, and then I'll tighten it down. Could probably use 3-in-1 oil on these, but it's too late now. When I do the Route Master, I will probably get 3-in-1 oil, because I'm also going to be using Loctite on that one as well. Something I learned on the Terminator. I should have used Loctite in a lot of places on him, because I had a lot of screws loosened during the build. There, that's that one. Those of you who've been watching me for a long time, I don't mention it often, but I do mention it just so people know. The reason I keep doing this is I see if I can fit my fingernail underneath the screw. If I can't get my fingernail under there, it is as tight as I need it to go. So now this is going to close up, and these holes on the back side of the arm, actually they're the bicep of the arm, are going to line up. The square is going to line up there. Make sure everything's hitting together right. What is blocking it on this side? Just for giggles, move this out of the way. Get this side first, because this side is actually going to be the side that's out in the open. The other side has a piece that goes over the seam. There's a pair of pins in there. Let me show you. There's 2 holes there. There's a pair of pins there that are supposed to go in there. I wonder if it's the paint that's on them that's causing the issue. There we go. Now, there. Had to flex a little bit. So now, the back there is closed up. Front is pretty well closed up. And 2 more EM screws. The funny thing about this build is that when Iron Man is finally done, there's probably, I'm not positive how many issues, but there's probably a good 20 issues that are just the stand. Don't care for the new one, it's way too skinny. They need to do a live action version of the Gunpla, I think it was you call, or Mini Pla. I'm tightening this down pretty tight simply because it's holding the whole arm together. I see. I may have to catch that. So, seems like the elbow should bend a little bit further than that, but it doesn't. So there's the arm. And we're into issue 23, which is past the first 4. Oh, wait. Let me take a look. There are 7 messages on Discord just because. Let me see. Yeah, there was Spencer backing away. Eric is watching me on a big screen TV. And Eric and Spencer are plotting on playing role-playing games on their PS4s together, which is not a bad idea. Thundercats, the Netflix Voltron is awesome. This is going to be another really short, well, no, it's going to be short maybe, because you got this gold piece that goes over the arm, goes over these holes right here, and then this spring and pin are for the shoulder area to make the parts there stay down. Yes, make them stay laid down. Let's see. This is what I'm about to do. The other side of this part right here. You can see it right here. Got to put the pin through the spring and both the black part, the black H part, and this part here. So first things first, there's square hole or square peg, round peg, square peg and round peg there. These just push on over top. Let's see something. I was just looking because I thought the other one was actually a little bit more shiny than this one is. So these holes are going to align. Lay this way. Make sure I've got this pointing the right direction. So this lines up like so. Like I showed you in the other one. And then, where is it? There should be, oh, it's going to actually, dopey me. So there's a notch here for where the spring goes. The bent part right here is going to go in there. This straight part is going to go on the other side. So the stand, I believe it's just a stand to prop him up. I'm not sure how many issues. I'm just guessing that there's going to be quite a few issues for the stand. The other side of the spring lines up in the notch right here. Let's see, make sure I've got this the right way. Yeah. The first thing I'm going to do is get this pin at least started. So now it's started through there, but it's not coming it through yet on there. Where's my notch? Ah! Dropping stuff everywhere. There's the notch. Making sure where this notch is. So that notch is there. Those notches look like they're on the same side. Well, there you go. Sometimes you're not paying attention, and then this is where the audience gets to have a good laugh while I take him back apart. And the Terminator's really just a stand. It's not much of a dio, actually. So I didn't catch it when I put the shoulder joint together. This shouldn't take much. But what I did was I put the notch on the wrong side. On the notch on this black piece is on the wrong side. This is where Todd is going to chime in and laugh at me. He should, at least. I would. And can I? I'm wondering if I could pry these parts out like so. Thanks, Todd. I'm sure you've never done anything like this. They are, and I don't know that it showed anything that said to put that notch on that side. Oh no, I uncoiled the spring a little bit. You mentioned it on your site though. Well, there you go. I need to start going to your site more often. Okay, that's got that back. That one came off a little bit better. That quick, turned it back around. Come on. Let me get the one that's out in the open first. That's okay, Todd. I appreciate it when you throw out little tidbits. Unlike somebody who, when he did his first electrical wiring job for LEDs, he was building a board. He wasn't paying attention when we were yelling at him in the chat, going, "No, don't do that." It was glorious. And it was also really entertaining when he put 24 volts through unresisted LEDs and didn't manage to blow them all up. Not naming anybody's name, Eric. Oops. Whoa, almost dropped it. Once I get this back on, I'll show you guys what I just did. Well, maybe you should go to Phoenix and go help Todd. So, this notch here was on the other side. Screwed that up there. So let me make sure I have these the right way. Nope, that's the wrong side. Of course, it would help if I rotated this thing to where I can actually get to it. You know, Donnie, you could be working on the Enterprise. seem to remember you had this big bonus, enough to purchase at least part of an enterprise. Hang on. That was on the other side. There we go. Yeah, I think you were there when we had that conversation, Eric. Hate it when they don't, the pins don't want to go in, because I don't want to snap them off. Of course, I'm not able to see very well down inside there. There it is. But you got your bonus last year. That's when you could have bought the enterprise parts. So let me see if I can get this back on here, because it was a pain in the behind before. There we go. This side. Okay. Back on track. Okay. Now let me get this back to, well, let me pop this back on here. That went on really easy. So let's try this again. Hey, look, the notches are lined up right. So let me slide this in here. And the thing is, guys, this pin does not have anything, any scoring or different sizes or anything, because once the pin is in there, along with the spring, the tension is going to hold it. Shoulder plate's not on backwards. See? There's the joint, it's pointing away. I'm working on it though. This reminds me of the trigger on the throttle joint. The throttle, or not the throttle, but the the throttle on the throttle grip on the F-16. Very interesting way to put something together. So that groove there, got the pin in it, and it's it's good. And that is the last of that stage. And actually here are the shoulder plates that Todd was talking about. There's a pair of them. So you got the outer shoulder plate, the inner, and oh, by the way, these are all plastic parts. The shoulder caps and the shoulder pivots. Oh, actually the pivots are metal. Okay, so first thing is the outer and the inner plates. And see, I'm about to do exactly what Todd told me not to. This piece goes that way. Let me make sure. Got the indent here. So these pieces go together like that. So these pivots, let me show you. These pivots have a hole in them and a keyway, or a key. Lines up with that keyway. Like that. And then the very top that is just round, doesn't have a keyway, goes through the outer portion of the shoulder, and then a screw goes in there and a cap goes over top of that. Let me see, those are, is that the GM? Yeah, those are the GM screws. And there's 3 of them. The dents should be facing away. Yep. Yeah, exactly. The dents are facing away from each other. Grabbed the wrong screwdriver. I got this time, Todd. So put that back in there like that. Get the screw back on the screwdriver. I'll show you guys in a second. Once I get these 2 shoulder pieces put together, I'll show you what Todd's talking about with the dents. If I can get this screw to stay where I need it. Okay. So that screw goes in there like that. And here's what Todd's talking about. These 2 dents here, and these 2 dents here, when the shoulder is correct, are away from each other like that. Or you could say they're next to each other when you do it the opposite direction. So, same thing, keyway on here. Get the keyway through there. The second one is easier unless you throw the screwdriver away. The second one is easier because the other half is already holding itself together. Like I said, that round part sticks through there. the screw back on here. That's tight. Tight. And so, maybe too tight. It's catching. See if I can retighten that and still have it move the way it's supposed to. Yeah. So those go, that goes on there like that, and then these caps cover the screw holes. And I think it doesn't show, there's no keyway, I don't think. Actually, there's a very slight bump right here. I don't think I'm going to be able to focus on it. There's a very small bump on there. It shows that's pointing down that direction. And I think that's the key thing, is that these just need to be generally facing the same direction. There's a slight groove right there. Do the same thing here. There's that groove facing that way. The keys, the nice thing is that when these are in here, nobody's ever going to be looking at both sides at the same time. So if it's off, it's okay. So now, okay. Elbow's facing this way. That's facing that way. And here's what Todd was talking about. What he's talking about, getting it backwards. So this plate right here ties in to these holes, tie into these pegs, and the screws will go in there. And it can go, it'll fit on there either way. But the key thing is, this spot sticking out here shows in the pictures show this spot being down towards the arm. Matter of fact, my other one shows the same thing. It looks the exact same way. So this is going to go on here like that. So that when the arm comes down, or when the pad shoulder comes down, the shoulder cover comes down, that bump is actually facing down towards the arm. And what I mentioned earlier about the rod holding the spring in, once that's in there, there's no way it can come out. Hang on a second. Is that? Okay, it's good. Those two screws are IP. And I mentioned this when I think about it. I have extra hands. Cool. I'll have to go look at it later. So get 2 of the IP screws out. But I keep trying to put this on backwards. It's all because Todd said, don't put it on backwards. So now, put the screw on here. That must be nice. I want to say, hang on, let me put this screw in here and I'll look. Because I have all my issues sitting right here. So that one's in there. That one threaded. Tight. Tight. And now the shoulder's on there, just the way I told you. That's the way I said it would go on. With this flap down towards the bottom. Take a look. Oops. Just dropped the shield piece off of his right wrist. Okay. It's rubbing a little bit. You will spend a month's worth of issues building the other hand. Yeah, there is that. So let me see. Oh. I have issue 35 through 38. Okay, so 35 through 38 are the ones I've been charged for almost 3 weeks ago and they haven't shipped yet. So I'll be calling them and saying, what's going on with those? The fingers aren't that bad. 723, I should be able to. I'm not sure how many fingers that is. Yes, 25 through 28 are all about the other hand. Did I get the t-shirt? No, I did not get the t-shirt. I don't think. I got the hat a couple of times. They've never sent me the t-shirt that I know of, that I remember. No, I don't. Actually, I think I might have. Might be up in the closet. Print on the, cool. That is very cool. All right. So yeah, this I believe is one finger, I believe. Or no, this is the thumb. And thumb, oh, thumb and index finger, okay. Probably want to leave these, actually this should be the thumb. This should be the index finger. (29 through 32 is the left knee. So here's the thumb. I'm just looking to make sure. Nope, that is the wrong. That's backwards. So there's the thumb. There's a hole here where the screw, end of the screw will come out from here. And that is going to be an FP screw, which there's one of each, one FP, one CP. Is it just one CP? Ah, no, there's two FPs and there's two FPs that are used. There are three that come with the issue. Left ankle joint. Cool. So you might know, Todd, how many issues are there for this to the stand? And those of you that are out there and that are not building this, you can see if you have the thumb parts together backwards. Those are right. And you can see how it doesn't line up if you got it wrong, back or wrong. Start the base in issue 70. Out of 140, that I hope half the build isn't the base. Yep. And that's an angle. It's through the joint, but not going into the other side yet. Only 100 issues. I thought there was 140. I don't know. Am I tracking it that way? Yeah, I'm tracking it as 100 issues. Okay. I thought it was 140. Just sitting here talking. Yeah, I'm missing with that screw, so. Get this back through here. See if I can get that to line up with the hole. There we go. What's funny is there's actually a seam on the thumb piece. A few bits of damaged armor. Don't know if I'm going to put damaged armor on. Come on. There we go. Maybe back that off a hair so the thumb moves. I didn't order the premium base either. So, there's the thumb. It's a little bit tight right now, but it'll loosen. It'll work its way out. So the FP is going to go on here. And see, this is a little bit easier when you got two pieces that are lining up like that. Are you building this, Jalen? All right, Todd, not a big deal. Andrea, my wife, is actually in the other room finishing the soup that she made. She made some homemade soup. Ah, I see. So you're just you're being Jalen. Best way I can put it. You're just being Jalen. Which is entertaining. Yeah, see the finger here is a lot looser than the thumb was. So now the CP screws. Put one in here. Flat part. Well, damn. Now I know why the thumb didn't move very well. Mistakes have been made. People will be kicked. Thumb still is pretty tight in there, but at least it fits. No, it's not impossible. It would be interesting getting it actually routed through, but I use the 30 gauge wire all the time for my stuff.
Okay.
You know, magnet wire.
That's your show for me. That's a plate in front of it.
That's possible too. No, if I can get power to them, I could probably figure something out. That's better. So this is the left hand, so index finger and thumb. All right, talk to you next time, Todd. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. That might, I don't know if it would work or not though, Donnie, because it'd have to, I don't know how close you could have to be for them to work. I probably won't be, Todd, because I'm going to do these last two fingers and then I'm done for tonight. So let me see if I can keep from putting these fingers together wrong. So these pieces should go together. Those pieces should go together. Let me just make sure that everything will fit together. That's better. You would think that they would put these. You got Enterprise on the brain, Donnie. Not gonna do Enterprise tonight. Not till I get my Steinel res. Wait a minute. I forgot about that. Three L, 3L. I forgot about that. 4L. 4L. 3L. 4L. What? Let me. Can't see what those are when I look away from there. I forgot. Let me see if I can get it to focus in. Come on. You're gonna have to trust me, I guess. There's a little number in there. I forgot about that. With said little number, see? You're gonna stream the Enterprise yourself. Okay, so those are the fingers put together. FP on the outer joint and CP on the inner joint. I've gotten so used to not reading anything in these books that I'm messing myself up a little bit every now and then. So I'm putting the FP screws on the right, the CPs on the left. I don't think so. That's a long drive to do it, to then do a stream. Then I got to come back home for work tomorrow. Bit tighter. It is actually, well, it's not remote work, it's telework. I wish they would approve remote work. It's kind of funny too because their striations on the fingers are on the opposite side of where you would think they would be for them to actually catch on anything. Unfortunately, I can still figure out which fingers these are because there, you see the 4 now, the 4L. So let me get this finger. Oops. It is focused. Might have been out of focus for a minute there. See how I am? I heard you before you said it. Yeah, there is that. Although I have an Enterprise or 3 that has windows that need to be drilled out too. And actually, my Enterprise, the windows need to be knocked back out and put back in. Okay. So, got thumb, 3 fingers, and a full arm. We started with just this part right here, up to the elbow here. Camera has ESP. Yes, it does. So let me rotate this one back up. And let's see how close I am to actually having it aimed back at me. Double check real quick. Yeah, that's it. So, as I've done in the past, 8 issues, because they're smaller and they're quicker to do. Looking forward to doing more on the Iron Man. Like Todd said, you know, a lot more, the hand and everything. This is Sunday. This will probably be what I do Sunday, which means next Tuesday, I'll be working the Enterprise again, Donnie. Yay! But, no, I'm enjoying the Iron Man build. I'm glad that it's only 100 issues because, you know, if it's another 40 issues, that'd be another, like, $300 to $400. Knew you'd like that, Donnie. But yeah, the next few streams on the Enterprise are probably going to be mainly getting those windows redone. I may stream all of it. I may not. I know I'm going to stream a couple of them because I want to show. I'll show what the difference is between the resin the cheaper resin and the Stynylrez res thin. It's a huge difference. The Stynylrez res, well, the resin that I have, say this was the windows, it ends up flat and actually mounds up. The Stynylrez res sinks down into where the parts can actually fit together really easy. I'm really impressed with it. It's expensive. Yeah, windows, more windows, and after those windows, more windows still. But actually, the parts that I've got the parts I got today. We start working a little bit on the nacelle back to the neck. Before I can finalize the neck, though, I've got to put, you know, I may not do the wiring right away, but I'm going to have the wiring available so that when I start putting parts together, I don't have to break things to be able to redo the wiring. I'll have a positive and negative lead that comes out of the neck so that I have the option. I will probably still go with the for right now with the battery packs, although I can just cut the wires off the battery packs as long as I have the wires already in the neck that I need. You know, the fact that they have 5 power supplies in that thing is a little ridiculous, but it is what it is. So 7:44, not quite 2 hours. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Appreciate you guys following along on my builds. Like and subscribe. You know, if you enjoy this type of content, and you know, just for anybody who doesn't watch me regularly, Tuesdays at 6:00 p.m. Central Time. Fridays, me and several other guys do we call it's Friday with the Stooges. There's right now up to 5 of us that stream. We all stream together, building whatever models we are each of us is working on, and then Sunday I'm on at I was going to say 1300, but for you civilian types, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed it, and take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and have a great day tomorrow. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.